is Janet Lawrence. I am with Distant Connections, and today I will be collaborating with Keyris, and we will be making a dish for you. It is a Thai red curry dish. So the reason why I'm choosing this dish is because it's Tuesday night. I come home from work, and I don't have a long time to make a meal. So this is a pretty healthy meal, and you can even make it actually vegetarian if you want to. You can just omit certain ingredients, and then you can make it like a vegetarian dish if you like. So this can be vegan friendly. I'm not making it vegan friendly today, but I'm making a red curry chicken dish. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to walk you through it. Okay. So the prep time probably could take about 10 minutes. Doesn't take long to prep. So some of the ingredients that I have, what you'll need is you'll need to have a package of chicken breast. I have a package here of, chicken tenders is what I have here. So, yes, this went right over here. I already kind of washed it, opened it and washed it out, and that's what I have. So I have a pack of chicken tenders. So this depends on how many people you're cooking for. Always want to make sure you wash your hands whenever you are dealing with poultry. So I have cut up some vegetables here. You can kind of choose whatever kind of vegetables that you would like to use. I have 1 clove of garlic right here, and it's chopped up. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have 1 clove of garlic. If you can have like a nice bunch of like some fresh basil, that's really good. I did not have a bunch, so I'm just using a little bit. And then I just also decided to just add some little bit of cilantro too. So you can kind of use whatever you like. The main dish calls for basil leaves. I'm using a combination of green peppers and red bell peppers. So you can use less or more according to however you like. I always just like to add a little bit more veggies. So if you want to use about a half a cup, you can use a whole cup, however you like. Then I have like about half of an onion here. So half of a like sweet onion, yellow onion, and that's what I use. So you can use other ingredients, like if you like to use a little bit of ginger, you can probably put like a slice or 2 slices of ginger. Ginger is really powerful, so you don't want to use a whole lot. You can also use carrots if you'd like. You can cut up some carrots and you can add that to your dish. So if you like mushrooms, you can probably add that too. I do not like mushrooms, so I will not be using that. So that's pretty much it. I have my salt and my pepper. So I'll use that to season my chicken with. And then for my main ingredients, what I use is just a small amount of fish sauce. This is premium fish sauce made by Thai Kitchen. And I also use red curry paste. It's also made by Thai Kitchen. And so these ingredients for the red curry paste, this is vegan friendly. So if you like vegan, you can definitely go with this. This is not. This is more of a pescatarian, obviously, fish sauce made with anchovy and sea salt and water. I only just use a little bit. If you smell it, you might get discouraged because it's really strong. But I probably just use maybe about a teaspoon in my sauce, and it makes a difference for whenever you're cooking a Thai dish. So I also use coconut milk. This one is non-GMO, and if you can, create your own coconut milk with actual coconut, then that's even better. But again, this is all about just trying to be quick and efficient and get a good meal for the day. So I also have pineapple slices. I like to use this. You can omit this if you don't like pineapples. This is not like you have to use this, but I think it's really good with the dish. Adds a nice little flavor and texture to it. And I'll also use a little bit of brown sugar just to balance everything out. I'm just trying to get these onions a little bit caramelized here. So that just takes a few minutes to do. Okay. And and start to open up my milk. Make sure you shake it really well because sometimes it settles at the bottom, so you want to shake it really well. Some people, when they make this dish, they only use half the can. I probably am going to use the whole can. I think we'll see how it goes. I am trying to give you some good measurements, but a lot of times when I'm making this dish, I kind of wing it. That's what we got for right now. I normally don't use the tender, but I think the tender is good because they're already kind of cut small. So I would prefer to use the tenders versus using like chicken breast. That way you don't have to really handle the chicken too much. So as you can see, I'm constantly washing my hands whenever I'm dealing with this here chicken. All right, so now we are here. I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper. And I'm using black peppercorn. You can use the regular pepper that's already kind of grinded. I'm using a little bit of salt, not too much. I'm going to let it cook a little bit on this side, and then I'm going to flip it over. When I flip it over, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to it. I try to use the garlic a little bit later because I don't want the garlic to overcook. If you cook garlic on high heat, it causes the garlic to taste bitter. So whenever you're cooking garlic, you don't really want to cook it on high heat. So you definitely want to get the stirring a lot. So I just kind of throw it in there for about a minute, and then afterwards I'll toss in the other vegetables, and then I'll get ready for my sauce at that point. Okay, so it's already kind of getting nice little color on that side. Cooking a little bit. It cooks really fast this way. Stir-fry dishes are great because they're kind of like a one-pot meal. Before I started this video, I actually went ahead and cooked some white rice in my rice cooker, and so I think it's cooking over there. And so with the rice, this is something good to eat with just like over some white rice. And so I'm going to put a little bit more black pepper on this side now. And then a little bit. Just a little shake, just a little shake. So, okay. So now I'm going to put that down here a little bit. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit, if you can see that, that's 1 clove of garlic that's chopped. So I'm going to, if you have like one of those little presses for the garlic, that's probably even better. The finer that you cut your garlic, the more flavorful the garlic will be. It allows you to be able to taste that garlic a little bit better. So I'm going to give this a little stir so I can actually get in here. Kind of just stir it a little bit. So I'm not trying to fully cook this chicken at this point because I don't want it to overcook, because it is a chicken tender and they cook pretty quickly. But I just want it to be mostly kind of get rid of all the pink on the outside. It's gonna cook a little bit more once I put the sauce in. So as you can see, my onions have already started to kind of caramelize a little bit. And then the garlic is in there too. So it smells really good. And you can even cut this chicken up a little bit more. That's what I do. That's my little trick for like extending the meal. So once I get a little bit, the chicken gets a little bit more cooked, I'll probably cut this a little bit more, this chicken. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add in the rest of my veggies. So I'm kind of adding a lot of veggies here. I might just actually only add like that much. I think I cooked a little bit, cut a little bit too much of the veggies. So if you want to get like about a half a cup, this is probably like what I cut. I probably cut a good cup of red peppers and a cup of green pepper. So if you want to do like half of that, that's fine. It just depends on what you want as far as your vegetables. As you can see, it looks really pretty already with all the different little colors. You have the green and the red. So again, I'm not going for soggy vegetables here, at least not soggy peppers. So I'm gonna let this cook just a little bit. Okay, and the chicken is actually already almost cooked, as you can tell. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of the basil. So I kind of mixed up the basil and the cilantro. I normally don't mix those two herbs, but I kind of did somewhat this time. So I'm just kind of sprinkle that around a little bit. If you can have more basil, then that's even better. You get that nice basil flavor, but it also tastes really good again with the cilantro. So if you have cilantro, you can use that too. So I will use a little bit more at the end when I'm ready to garnish. And tomato sauce here, it's really kind of narrow. I'm gonna get about a good tablespoon. I'll get like a tablespoon, so it's about 3 teaspoons. So I'm gonna get 1, 2, and 3. Let's see, I might add an extra one for good measure. I don't want to overdo it because if you don't like spicy foods, it's always better to like do less, and then you can kind of try to gradually, taste as you go. If you want it a little more spicy, you can kind of slowly add, but if you put too much, you might kind of mess up the food. So I'm going to lower my heat a little bit at this point. And then I'm also going to add about a good tablespoon of brown sugar. You can use white sugar if you have it, but I like when it comes to cooking, I like to use the brown sugar. I'm actually going to use 2 tablespoons because I think I'm going to use the full milk. So far I used 4 teaspoons of this here pepper, the red curry paste, and I use 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar. So I'm actually going to mix those 2 ingredients, mix them up together. You don't have to do that. You can probably just put it all in the pot, but I'm just going to try to combine it a little bit. And it's actually causing my pot to get red here. So you can probably just put this directly in the pot. It's not going to be like a big deal if you just put this in the pot. You definitely want to cook this curry paste. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to give this a stir. I'm going to try to put it directly on the pan, the curry, a little bit here. Let it get a little cooking. And then I'm going to open my milk. Put that. This milk is a little. Okay. So I'm trying to see if I can get some of that red curry off of this here bowl and put it in here. Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, so I'm halfway through putting this through here. I almost forgot one little ingredient. So what I'm going to do with the fish sauce, I'm only going to use 1 teaspoon of this fish sauce. And I'm going to put that in the milk, in that coconut milk, and then I'm going to give it a stir. Okay. So it's really strong and powerful. If you want to start with like maybe half, you can. But again, when all the flavors combine, it's really good. Okay. So I'm going to give this a stir. You see all of our ingredients kind of coming together here. I like to have a sauce because I like the sauce for the milk. I like the sauce for the rice. I think it tastes good with the white rice. So this particular can of milk, I never used it before, and I probably won't use it again. It's a little bit. It's kind of kind of lumpy for some reason, this kind of milk. So, but I like, definitely want to make sure you use a good quality of coconut milk when you're using it. And you, again, you probably don't need to use the whole amount. Okay. So the pineapple, I normally kind of toss it in there like a little bit once the chicken is like almost done, kind of towards the end. And at this point, I'll kind of cut up the chicken a little bit more. Just make it a little easier to share with our family. I think the brand that you buy of the coconut milk makes a big difference. So I'm gonna let this kind of cook. I'll put the heat back on and let the sauce just kind of cook. You can cook this for about 10 more minutes or so, and then the dish is literally done. And you have a nice dish. It's pretty healthy and it's pretty quick. Again, if you want to make this like vegan style, you can just use strictly vegetables, whatever vegetables you like, and I think this will turn out really good. And you can omit the fish sauce. You don't have to have the fish sauce. Definitely need the red curry paste, coconut milk, and the basil leaf. Alright, so we got a lot of colors in here. Got the yellow and red and green and a little bit of vegetables, a little bit of everything in here. Yeah. So we are done. I'm gonna put this on low, and that is the red curry Thai chicken dish. So I hope that you enjoy it. And let's kind of sprinkle a little bit more of this green cilantro. And so there's a lot of flavors in here. It's really good. Get it over some nice white rice. If you want to plate your white rice, you can get like a nice cup. This is kind of like a little, I don't know, like a little dome. And you can kind of just scoop your cup, or you can just get a regular cup, like a teacup or something, and you can kind of scoop your rice over your bowl. So I'm gonna do that for you here in just a minute, so you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so I got my white rice ready to go. My rice cooker, got my white rice. So I'm going to plate this for you just so you can see what it looks like. Nice little plate. Inside this dish. Alright, so get a little bit of let's put this here. Okay, so you see that, and you have a nicer, different shaped cup. You can scoop it like that, and then you can just